Well, here's a look at those temperatures at this time. And you can see it's a pretty mild afternoon. Now, there are a couple locations, especially along I-40, that are a little bit cooler, but for the most part, it's not terrible out there. We're generally lower 50s, getting close to maybe some mid 50s in some locations. Other locations kind of still in the upper 40s range. But for this time of year, not a whole lot to complain about. It is a little bit breezy out there. Some of those conditions anywhere between, let's say, wind gusts occasionally 10 to 20 miles an hour, as you can see. So it's not super consistent, windy. None of that. It's just the occasional gust from time to time is anywhere between about 10 to 20 miles an hour. So just keep that in mind if you got any sort of plans the rest of the day. As you can see, kind of with the trees off in the distance, there's no leaves, but there's not a whole lot of movement. It's just the occasional gust is going to be slightly breezy from time to time. Nowhere near wind advisory criteria, but it is going to be warm, slightly breezy from time to time. Fully clear skies the rest of the day, except for a couple of those elevated clouds here and there. But other than that, it's just well, pretty much decent day out there, to say the least. It could be a little bit warmer for some of those warmer weather fans, but not going to complain about it just because, as you can see, upper 50s, lower 60s. It feels pretty good out there for this time of year. So we got those on the board for today. Tomorrow morning, another chilly start, but compared to this morning and then the mornings prior, this is a lot better compared to what we have seen, as we're in kind of that lower to middle 30s, upper 30s, lower 40s, depending on location. Mostly sunny skies to start off your Tuesday, or mostly clear. Sun doesn't come out till later, so I apologize for that. Tomorrow afternoon, we got 60s and 70s. We're approaching the upper 60s into the lower 70s. Been mentioning this for the last couple of days, that it's going to just continue to warm up. It's going to be equally breezy tomorrow. Again, not super windy, but the occasional wind gust up to 20 will be possible. So it's going to be warm. That southerly flow is returning. It's going to feel pretty good out there tomorrow. Now, as we head into late Tuesday, early Wednesday, a couple showers will be possible. We're not expecting any sort of widespread activity, but it's just going to be possible enough, especially during the morning commute on Wednesday, we could see a couple showers. That's going to be with one of our next several systems that we've got, or waves that move through. Just some very light rain, if any, will be possible. But by the time that we get to late week into the weekend, that polar vortex, well, it's going to be pulling back down to the south, and that's going to lead to a pretty cold weekend ahead for some locations. And of course, we'll have more on this coming up in the next several days. But when you're looking at some of these temperatures back into the lower 40s, again, it's not super cold. And when you see some of those bright, pinks and purples, it looks like it's going to be scary cold. But we're going to have some lows in the teens. It's kind of typical for this time of year from time to time. So it's nothing necessarily historic. But I do think that we're going to have some pretty cold mornings coming up here as we head into the weekend. Afternoon temperatures, that's going to be a little bit of a roller coaster with these next couple of systems that we've got ahead.
Yeah, so just buckle up because it's going to be a ride for sure. Enjoy the next few days, though. Get outside, do all the things you need to do, because then it's time for that Arkansas roller coaster we typically see this time of year.
Oh, yeah. And I've got many people that have been asking about when is the first snowfall. I can't tell you for certain just because it doesn't look like we have any sort of major snow chances. But just wait a couple weeks. I'm sure Mother Nature is going to kind of correct and go back to more winter.
I can see why people are getting antsy. The memories were popping up on my phone over the weekend. A year ago, we saw quite a bit of snow. And so people are used to it this time of year.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it's going to eventually come here. It's just going to take maybe a little bit longer this year.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, thanks for that, Joshua.